Hey everybody, this is Jeff with Reverb.com, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about some inspired licks that I've taken from Mr. Mike Bloomfield. Mike Bloomfield's a legendary guitar player who played with Bob Dylan, the Paul Butterfield Blues Band, Electric Flag, all kinds of solo work in the 70s. Great slide player, great acoustic player, but definitely more known, as just a great electric blues player. Today I'm kind of coming up with some licks that I've taken from kind of the late 60s era of Bloomfield, when he was primarily playing Telecasters. There's some famous footage of Mike Bloomfield playing with Bob Dylan at the Newport Folk Festival when they unexpectedly played very loud and very electric. So it's kind of, and I mean this in a good way, kind of some erratic guitar work going on in this version of Maggie's Farm. So I'm kind of using that as the template. And I'm in the key of D, and the riff they're playing off of and I've heard other versions of Maggie's Farm where that riff is not there, so it's definitely Bloomfield's take on it. I'm using my thumb here to grab this first bottom note, and I'm playing really sharp, short, staccato type notes. But the note selection is I'm going 10 on the E string and then jumping up to the 12th fret on the D string, the octave. It's like that. And you don't have to use your thumb. If you're a player that likes using his thumb, go ahead, but you could also use, the index finger. I like the thumb. And then I'm just, right within the scale, I'm going from the D note to the C note, so 12th to 10th fret on the D string. And then 12th fret on the A string. And then second time around, coming back off the A string back to the D, so you got Okay, now some of these licks that he's doing in Maggie's Farm, you could easily put into another song, take them, put them in your own repertoire. The thing about Bloomfield's playing at this era and that particular show is it's pretty aggressive and it's pretty wild guitar playing. It's really like he's playing like his life depends on it. So there's a real wild vibrato going on and just some cool things going on. But the first lick that I'm thinking out of that riff would be part of that might have been the excitement of the gig that night, I don't know, but he's really playing aggressively. But again, nothing fancy in note selection, but just a really cool thing he's doing. I'm right in the D minor pentatonic scale, and I'm coming off the D note on the D string with the ring finger, and then going to the G string for the F note at the 10th fret, and then the G string for the G note here, and then doing a bend. Full bend, and then coming down with the bend, pull off, and then back to where I started. Trying to add, like a stingy, fast vibrato, which is, And then he follows up with a So same note selection, but I'm going between 10 and 12 here on the G string and doing the bend first. Another observation I made about Bloomfield's lead playing is some of the notes that he jumps off of. Like a typical blues or rock lick, which is a great lick. I mean, you've heard everybody do it. It's a classic. But I've noticed Bloomfield a lot when he does a lick like that, it's similar. Instead of coming off this note, he'll come off the blue note here from the blues scale. And then that doubles this note. So he gets more of a, which is subtle, but that's what differentiates his playing from a lot of others. You can hear that. So instead of a, he does more of a, gets those cool unison notes. So just little ideas like that can send you down a different road, you know, for some new ideas in your own soloing. Another Bloomfield lick that I kind of observed him doing in an old video of Electric Flag, which is a band he was in with Buddy Miles. More pentatonic. They might have been doing it in A. I'm going to move it to D, so it coincides with the other licks I've been showing you today. But, you know, again, the aggressive vibrato and the quick movements in the pentatonic scale. And here, you know, you're down in this part of the neck in the key of D, so I'm thinking in terms of D minor pentatonic. So here I'm starting at the 8th fret here on the B string, and I'm pulling up, letting the bend come down, pulling off to the 6th fret, which would be an F, and then landing on a D note here. You could just as easily do the lick back in the position we were in before. But I saw Bloomfield doing it here, and it gives it a little bit different tonality when you're on the B string. But some, and then I'm coming back up. And then you can easily mix that with some of the other concepts I was talking about. Another Bloomfield lick that I picked up on, I think it was a slow blues I was listening to him play. I don't remember what key, but I'm putting it in the key of D to keep in context today. It's just a cool little double note thing. So kind of simple, but cool, you know. So I'm just playing, again, just mainly D minor pentatonic and just doing double notes. Minus the first two. So when you put that, you know, in a blues, so remember with all these licks, if you're trying to get it to sound like Mike Bloomfield, a lot of it is in the way he attacks the notes. He really puts his own personality into his playing. It's, you know, these examples are pretty aggressive, and his phrasing is so original where he places the notes. You really have to put some study to it if you really want to sound exactly like Mike Bloomfield. And he's very improvisational, doesn't really play the same thing twice, which I love. But if you can just grab a few of these concepts, it should open some new doors to your lead playing, because he was such an original, especially with feel, phrasing, attack. So I hope you got something out of this lesson today, and hope to see you soon here at Reverb.